So you'll have to look at yours and make sure that you're up and going. And it'll say one person whenever you get in there. Oh, it's up. It is up.
Yep, we're up.
We still have some minutes. We have like 4 minutes. And then watch and see if anybody comes in.
Yeah, we'll see if somebody shows up. Hey, Payne family. Hey, guys.
We're just seeing if this is gonna work. Hey, guys.
Walker Farm fam, how you guys doing?
It's
Welcome.
raining like crazy out here, you guys, but we can't get signal in the house.
We didn't know if this was going to work, so just thought we'd better come on outside and get started a little bit early.
Hey, Jason.
Like I say, raining. Can't complain about the rain, but I wish it stopped for at least a day so I can get caught up on some mowing.
Yes, us too. We are excited. And we're glad y'all are here. Hopefully y'all can hear us with the rain.
Is that air conditioner running too loud, guys? Hey, Josh, Connor. I'm going to shut that off.
Okay. Hey, Sandy. I think actually it's full, so now it's just pouring over. But yeah, Rusty had, I think, 6 barrels, rain catchment systems, but we've had so much rain that it's just filling up and spilling over. We're gonna have to get bigger tote or something.
I need to find some place where I can go and get to, need to get 4 or 5 of those 300-gallon totes that I can get set up along with these barrels. I've learned that about a ½ inch of rain fills up a 55-gallon drum pretty daggone quick.
Yeah, and then it's pouring over, and then it's like, well, so much for the gutters.
But the water's been amazing when it does dry out and we're not getting the rain. We've been using that a lot for our garden, and that's made a world of difference, I think, instead of using that chlorinated water for gardening.
Yes, everything up on the hill is watered with rainwater. Well, everything right now is watered with rainwater, but even when we don't have rain, and that has made such a difference. Our tomatoes are doing great because of it. Yes, those totes are awesome. They are. We need to get a couple of them. Well, Russ says 4 or 5, you know.
I need 4 or 5 because I've got 3 55-gallon drums and 1 old 80-gallon air compressor tank, and a ½ inch of rain fills them all. So, needless to say, with all of these daggone rains that we've been getting, we can't drain them fast enough.
Yes, and the eggs have not hatched yet. I think they're due to hatch Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. When did we put them in?
I don't remember what day we put them in. We stopped turning them Wednesday.
We stopped turning them Wednesday. So then, so the end of this week, they should start hatching. So we're really excited about that. We're ready to see little turkeys.
Hey, Pathways, TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. Glad you guys could stop by.
Hey, Allie, so glad you're here. Do you want me to read that? And then that way we can see. It's hard to see the...
I have a hard time seeing it. I'm getting old, guys. I have a hard time reading the fine print. But
Jason says they have some of the totes at Tractor Supply store across the river. That's cool. I didn't know they sold them at Tractor Supply.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat.
I might know where some totes are. I will let you know if I find some. That'd be awesome, Josh. Excuse me. There for a while, I was seeing them on Facebook, on Marketplace. Everybody had them, but they were wanting like $75 a piece for them. Well, then they started just showing up. I saw 3 ads from 3 different people in Tulsa, and next thing you know, they're like $30 a piece. Well, at that time, I had my barrels just getting set up, and I'm like, well, I'm going to try it without. Now that I know I need them, I don't see them advertised anymore, so we shall see.
Yeah. We had 2 of them at one point, and we had high hopes for them. We weren't thinking about the rain catchment yet, but we knew we were going to use them here on the farm, and then we needed our pasture brush hog. And the guy that came out to brush hog it, he said, "Hey, so what are you doing with those totes?" And he ended up trading us the totes for...
He took $100 off his brush hogging bill for one of those totes. And I said, "Absolutely, man. Do you want two?" And he wouldn't take them both. He just took one, but I'm glad he just took the one. We use the other one that we have as it's got probably a layer of about 4 inches thick of a dried soap.
Yeah.
And we've tried getting in there. Rachel tried power washing it. We've tried getting in there with a long bar and a hammer and breaking it, and it's just, that stuff is rock solid. So.
Right.
But.
Well, I even took the power washer or pressure washer to it, and yeah, it didn't work so well. This rain, yes, the rain is definitely getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're threatening to put pontoons on our mowers. That's what Rusty's dad always tells us. "You got them pontoons on your mowers yet?"
Pontoons and skis, and then we'd be able to mow anytime.
Yeah. Yes.
I think we need to buy scuba gear for our seeds that we need to finish seeding the garden with, and maybe they can survive a few days in this wet weather.
Yeah. But the cool weather has been awesome for the lettuce and the radishes and stuff. So.
Hey, Mandy.
Hey, Mandy. So yeah, it's been nuts. But they're saying like a week of rain, and so.
Rain. Every spring, though. Welcome to Oklahoma, right, guys?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hey, thanks! Purple Rain. Yes, Prince is my favorite. It's pretty awesome. Well, one of my favorites, I guess. Over the rain, yes.
Yes, we are definitely over the rain.
Come August, we're going to be like, come on, just a little bit of rain. I say that, but last year was nuts. It just kept raining, you know, so.
The bad part about rain in August is it gets so humid, and then it's miserable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hate to say it, growing up, the saying used to be was, farmers will complain about the weather no matter whether it's wet or dry. I'm starting to understand. If it's too dry, you want to complain. If it's too wet, you got to complain. So
yeah,
we're just going to sit here and ride it out. My daughter said last night, "Oh, I think it's going to storm really bad tonight." I said, "Well, you know," I said, "all we can do is tell it, bring it. We'll deal with it after it gets here." So we're dealing with it.
Isn't that crazy, Mandy? I mean, even up there, it's just raining. It's like it's nationwide. That's what's so crazy. Hey, Lynn! So, I mean, everybody's been having some really crazy weather. Like, I was watching Chrissy up at along the River Homestead, and she was saying in her video that it's like 70s and 80s up there, and that's unheard of in New York.
Northern New York, they're hitting the 70s and 80s already. You know, it's crazy. But then they had big storms roll through there too. So
yeah. So, and we've been so super cool. Which mowing, we don't mind that.
I've been cool for a lot of years, baby.
Oh my goodness, it's just nuts.
Almost
on.
Well, guys, we've had some really. We've started. Her mom and dad got them all staked and tied up. They've got 2 ties on them now. They really could use a 3rd tie already, so that means our tomato said go out and plant, and Rachel said, "Well, let's go get some out of the kitchen." So we went and got a bunch of them. I got a handful and took up there, and we planted 30 pinto beans, and 27 of them have germinated. We've got bean plants about that tall. We've got tomatillos growing good.
Yeah.
Beans, we've got zucchinis. We have been eating lettuce almost every day.
Hey, David. Yeah, and you guys, if it's buffering, I am so sorry. This is like our first real live. We did a couple of tests, and this was the best best area, but if we get a whole lot of buffering, what we may do the next time is just drive into town and do our live from the truck. You know, because you guys are used to seeing us there anyway. We live in that truck, right?
It might be small, it might be dirty, but it's home most days.
But yeah, so lots going on in the garden, and then we have our videos coming up. We'll have to introduce you guys to our what's new on the farm, and that's what's cool about lives. You kind of get the behind the scenes of the preview, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to read. We got pigs, more pigs, but we have real pigs now.
Yes, we've been raising up until now for the last year or so.
Right, Lynn, I like it. It's ambiance.
Yes. We have been raising a Cooney cross pig, super docile animal. We never had any problems with them health-wise. They don't get big enough to really to feed a family like ours. We eat a lot of meat. I'm not gonna lie, we eat a lot of pork, but we've taken what, 5 of those to butcher.
Yeah,
5 of them.
Yeah, they know Rusty as the little pig guy. Oh, you're the little pig guy.
Yeah. We drive up to Ponca City to take our pigs up there. As soon as I'll call them and say I got a pig to butcher, and they will take my information, and I'll show up there. And as soon as we pull in, I'll walk up there, and he'll say, "You got another little one?" "Yeah, I got another little one." And the last time they told me bring it up the night before, because we had stuff we had to do the day of the dispatch. So I drove all the way up there, and we took a pig and a goat. He told me, he said, "I can keep the goat, but I can't keep that pig because it'll be out, and I don't want to have to call you in the morning and tell you that your pig's gone." So luckily we got a hold of my parents. They live about 2 miles from where we have the processing done, and we stayed the night there. Got down there, and I showed up, and that guy
Hey, Ryan.
he says, "Man, that is a little pig." I said, "I'm done with the little ones." So now, this weekend, we had a yard sale. They've got a critter swap or a farmer's market right up here, just a mile from our house. And somebody come down, they'd been there, and I said, "Hey, do they have any pigs?" Or she showed up with a pig, didn't she? She had a potbelly pig. Mm-hmm. I said, "I need some pigs. I need big ones, though." She said, "They've got them." So Rachel and I drove up there, and we bought 2 little Yorkshire feeder pigs, probably 20 pounds apiece.
They're cute. They're little Wilburs.
Yeah. We got them, and I went inside and I bought some hog feed. Come back out. Rachel helped me load it in the truck. As I'm going back in to take the cart back in, because I'm a nice guy like that, I come back out and I see Rachel walking across the parking lot with this lady. I said, "What are they calling you out of now?" And she said, "Hogs."
Hogs. He
Okay.
said, "We just bought some." I know, but come here.
We got over there, and in their trailer, they had 2 blue butt Yorkshire crosses.
Yes.
And the boar, I'm going to say, is pushing 300 pounds, 350. The sow that was with him was about the same size.
Hey, Burn Acres Hobby Farm.
They said, "You want these 2 pigs?" And I said, "Well, I don't even know what they're worth right now," thinking that's going to kind of be my getaway. He says, he says, "Just make me an offer. I promise I won't turn it down."
Hey!
So I stood there and we talked for a little bit, and I wasn't too sure about them because that's an awful big animal, not knowing anything about them. And their 5-year-old climbed over the gate in the trailer and was laying on top of that boar.
Yes, they're super docile. They let you just scratch their ears and scratch their heads. It's so awesome. Yeah, I did get a text. I'm so excited for new adventures for y'all. Yes, we are super excited too. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit intimidated because they are so big. You do your own processing of the. Okay, so We did process, you heard it, you heard the hay. That's too funny. All right, we'll still be here, Walker Farm fans. We processed one of the Cooney Cross, a couple of months ago, and we learned a lot from it. We take ours up to Ponca City normally, but we decided to go ahead and process one because we wanted to have the experience and do it on our own. And
I really need to learn more about it.
Yeah, it was definitely like it's still pretty emotionally taxing, and it was the craziest things that kind of got to me. But I mean, I did great. I was a trooper through all of it. But at one point, I did have to walk away and say, "Hey, let's just take a step back." But it was a very good experience, and I do want to process more. We do want to, to where we're self-sustainable and we, at home. That is the goal.
Yes, that's like deer and birds. I've done some of this stuff from hunting. I can stumble my way through this. I'll figure it out. I'll make it one way or the other.
Oh no, Cindy, that's crazy.
What's that?
They're going to be processing for this fall. They couldn't get a locker date. It is hard.
Yes.
Are we buffering really bad? I am so sorry. Yes.
But that being said, Gary up at Pathways Homestead has told us that if we can get a time scheduled where he's free, he'll come down and he'll help me through it. And I guess that's my biggest. I can do 9. So that's just here on the farm. So we ground it all ourselves, made a bunch of ground pork, and we've mixed up our own seasoning for breakfast sausage.
And chorizo. We made our own
Yes.
chorizo, and that was awesome. So, hey, you know what, Cindy, we've talked about that, doing that clinic, and that would be so awesome to be able to go and learn from you guys. I mean, if y'all decide to do a clinic, definitely let us know, because we're super interested in that. And Lynn, the locker date is when you can get
Animal in to be
and the state
now. The day we brought them home, I called the guy that excuse me, the guy that was recommended to me, and I called him and asked him. I said, "So how far out are we looking? Do I need to start calling ahead to get a date?" And this was, like I say, this was a month ago, so that was beginning of May. And he told me, he said, "Man," he said, "right now," he said, "I'm booking January and February and starting on my March kill dates." So I told him, I said, that just gives me an idea about November. I need to start calling. And he said,
Hey, Tim.
he asked me, how big's your calf now? I said, "About that 300 mark." And he said, "Yeah," he said, "about October, November, be calling me." He said, "Because unless things really change," he said, "we're looking at least 6 months, if not 8 months out to get a date."
That is a huge blessing to grow up processing everything on your farm. I mean, that it really is.
Hey, Tim, glad you made it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of food on the top.
And as far as the eggs, Matt, we are, in case if people haven't caught on to the videos, we bought some Rio turkey eggs from Payne Family Farm. Really excited about them. I'm hoping we can get at least a 50% hatch rate. I know Matt's got it down to a science where he's like, "Oh, I just throw them in there. I hatch at 100% or 95%. Man, I'm still learning. I'm hoping I can get 50%.
Well, and we don't have the automatic turner either.
These are automatic.
Yeah.
I automatically move them every day.
Twice a day. And then it's like, "Did you turn your turkeys?" Yes, happy Memorial Day to everybody. I hope everybody, we know where to get some more. Yes, so new adventures all over the place. We talked about the other day. I said, man, it's really, we are super blessed, and you know, we started thinking about it, and it's like we have what did I tell you? We have beef in the pasture and pork in the pen. We have
chicken in the coop.
Or chicken in the brooder. We just got 20 broilers to start with, and they're in the brooder. We've got eggs in the coop and turkeys in the incubator. So there you go. Yes, beef. March said, "Them hogs haven't been born yet."
Well, you know, that's one way to look at it. You've got to start planning ahead. That's what that sow that we just bought, guys. They told us she was 2 weeks bred. So I'm sitting there, Rachel says, "So what does that mean?" I said, "We're 3 months, 1 week, and a couple days." Yeah. So we've got to get another pen built pretty quick, because right now we've got the two big ones in a pen together, which they're doing great. They've always been pinned up together, but I think we need to get Mama separated.
Papa out there, he's kind of mean when it comes to dinner time, and so he's not letting Mama eat too well. So we're gonna have to get him off pretty. And it could be a good career. You know, if it doesn't stop raining, we may have to quit mowing and just go into butchering.
I'm still trying to figure out how to bale wet hay.
We cannot. You guys, and we
reached out to you today. It's like, I remember you said June, but it's like, I don't know when in June. God, I hope it's not next week. I hope it is next week. Man, when's it going to be?
Yeah, so.
I know everybody in Northeast Oklahoma is definitely waiting and looking forward to seeing you and meeting up with you guys. It's going to be fun.
Yes. Yeah, Jason, we may be hitting you up. We got to get some pins made, and this is kind of how we do things, you know. We jump in and then we go, oh, well, now we've got to do this and this, you know. So it's normal for us.
Yeah, we do a lot with pallet fencing. We go to where we mow. Got to get that Oklahoma air out of my lungs.
Come on.
We've got we do a lot of apartment complexes that we mow, and we're very fortunate that they're doing their apartment complexes. Guys, they know us. They'll shoot me a text and say, "Hey, man, I've got 2 more pallets for you," or you know, so we'll gather a bunch up. We've used all but one that we've gathered up, and whatever all the craziness going on, they're not doing rehabs right now. But Lowe's always has those big pallets, and we can go get them from them. They have been amazing fencing. I mean, I can't go and buy oak to build a fence with for free. Right.
So we have a lot of pallet fencing, like for the goats and stuff. And hey, Simply Southern Roots, welcome. Yeah, I told him right on, Jason. Yeah, well, no mowing for a little bit.
Yeah, this will slow us down for another day or two, but
it'll come around.
Good Lord has a reason that I'm not out there mowing.
That's right. So, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. We'll get it all figured out. Oh, and Russ is talking about putting those little gilts out there in the pond.
Yeah.
Because we have a pond, and people laugh about the pond when we say, yeah, our pond, because it's a mud puddle. It may have some water right now.
It's a big pond with very little water in it.
Yeah, it needs to be sealed, and we were talking to Gary at Pathways Homestead, and you know, he said that. He
said, go ahead and get them pigs out there. He said they'll root it up and they'll get it packed down. They're down on pond down there, so.
Excited about it, because if we can get a pond to hold water, changer for us. So yeah, definitely want to try that out.
Yeah, we're wanting to get that pond sealed up, get some water in it, and then I'm hoping this year we'll have somebody come out and drill us a water well. That way we can continue on with the self-sufficiency.
Yes. So, yeah, it'll be really good to get them out there, but we'll have to see how that goes, though, because our cow-calf pair, our cow has kind of claimed the pond. She hangs out up there most of the time.
So she'll stay up under here, start hollering because she thinks it's time to eat.
Yeah, Russ has got her pretty tame. If you watch those videos, he's so big and scratched the calf now, scratched his neck and back, and so I mean that's awesome that they are getting a lot calmer.
I'm trying to get my cow half as calm as what Walker Farm fams were.
Right.
I was so jealous. You guys are out there standing the cows, and you walk up and them as you walk by, and it's like
So we need there. So
I came pet most days, much less my cows.
So, oh, your nephew just bought a rig. Sorry, I can't see my. Whew.
Well, your nephew needs to figure out if there's water up here on my place.
Yes.
I just got it. And Cindy, I talked to your dad, and he told me what I had to do to find out, but, you know, with this wonderful internet I got, and I need to remember before it's 2 o'clock in the
Chef
morning
Dallin and friends.
that I can get online and get the information that David needed. How are you?
Yeah, so big stuff coming. I mean, you know, we're going to be really busy.
We got some big plans, and hopefully we can make everything happen.
Yes.
And we're going to be dragging you guys right along with us to watch. We've got a pig pen to build. We've got a couple, like I say, those 2 feeder pigs. We got to get them broke to the electric fence so that we can move them out by the pond. All of which being said has to take place within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And on top of that, we have to get us a flight pen built for the turkeys.
Yeah, well, we have a really good idea for that because when we went to see Matt at Payne's family homestead, we were able to see, you know, how his is built and stuff, and you know, he gave us the full tour and stuff, and that was awesome. So we kind of have an idea for that, and
yeah, we've got an old lean-to out here that we took down. It was 2-sided, and they closed in one side of it and made a woodshed. I really don't need a woodshed for storing lumber like they had.
right.
So we took it down, so we've still got I'm going to say it's 16 feet long, 8 feet wide. Start out with, we're going to up and leave.
Okay, I'm doing good. Thank you. I have a question about the cows. I had horses all my life, but do cows have a split coffin bone? I always wondered about that.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Do any of you guys know? Hey, so Matt's saying that'll be perfect. Yeah. So
Awesome.
we're excited about that. That's why we had the big yard sale this weekend. Matt, we were cleaning out that darn
Cleaning out that lean-to so we got someplace to go with these birds. Okay. Close the spot. Okay, I missed what was said up here about the.
Come down right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cottonwood, willow, sycamore, and adler all like having their close to the water. Yeah, we've got the cedars are the same way, Jason. When we bought this place, moved out here 4 years ago.
Yay! For sunny weather. We'll be mowing.
I come out here with my skidster and tree shear, and I started cutting down them western red cedars because they're the bane of my existence. I hate them. And mature, from what I've been told, a mature western red cedar will use about 500 gallons of water a day. And I cut down probably 30 of them right here on our 6.5 acres. There was a deal made that I haven't upheld.
Okay, but let me explain that without me sounding grumpy. Okay.
I wasn't making you sound
they
grumpy.
suck it down fast.
I haven't upheld my end of the bargain.
We moved to the Tulsa area from the Panhandle. And so a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I know where the Panhandle is. I've been to Woodward. No.
Yeah.
We came here from, I grew up in a town, Hooker, Oklahoma, and graduated high school in Guyman, Oklahoma. And so we were in the Panhandle, center of the Panhandle, where there are no trees, no water, and it's flat, flat, flat. Okay, so when we moved over here, and we had all these trees and stuff, and Russ started cutting down trees, I was freaking out just a little bit, and I said, look, for every tree, one tree you cut down, you owe me two. And so
I haven't finished cutting down trees yet, so I don't know how to live.
Simply Southern Roots, my sister lives down in Driscoll, right next to Corpus Christi, and she sent me a market, and it was like, and she said,
no, I'll pass. Guys, I'm sweating sitting out here at 68 in high humidity.
Yeah.
But no, I cut down 14 cedar trees out of the pond. To do with it, but I've got more trees to take out. So we're gonna get that sucker holding water one way or the other.
Yeah, Jason says he'll give us all the maples we want for free.
Yeah.
Don't tip me, Jason. I'll be there knocking on your door. Hey, trees are sacred.
You propagate them and get them going, and I'll plant them.
Not asking for much,
No.
right? Speaking of propagating them, we have this awesome little ornamental tree in the front yard, and it's called a smoke tree. And it's really cool. It's not very big, but when it blooms, for lack of a better word, it looks like it's on fire. It looks like it's smoking. So somebody came by and said, who's under a tornado watch? And was checking weather back now. Hey, Walker Farm. Okay, yes. So that's all right. You out on that way.
It's on here today. If y'all have bad weather come through and you get damage or whatever, don't ever hesitate to reach out. We are just a phone away. We've got chainsaws. We're
right here.
We're right here close, and we're all family.
That's right. Oh, if I can't eat it, I won't grow it, right?
There you go, JR. I don't blame you there a bit.
But that smoke tree that I was talking about, it has like a lot of the little, what is it? Just the little...
I call them blooms, but the blooms look like little fingers. I mean, it's real spindly.
Yeah, but then the stuff coming off the sides that we just always break off.
Oh, yeah, just a little limbs.
Just the little limbs. We try to keep it from being a bush, so we're always taking those off. And at the yard sale, somebody asked me about it, and they said, I've never seen one like this. And yes, Lynn, it is a beautiful tree. And I said, I don't know if you could take a cutting from it and propagate it like you can a rose. So I let that lady just take a cutting off of it, and I said, good luck. Get some of the root starter. And if the house, because yeah, I bet it costs a lot to be a perk. Yes, the humidity with the incubators.
We understand that too, Matt. We can't get the humidity too high either, but I mean, it's just, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of humidity. I'll let somebody else have the humidity.
Although it does get pretty humid here.
It was rough out today. Animals feeling it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, our animals have been feeling this weather too. As I got ready to come in from working on the truck a little bit ago, I looked up and Rosie had all the goats headed to the barn, so I knew the rain was coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not out grazing like they normally would. They've been staying pretty close to the barn.
Yeah.
There's so much on there I can't see.
Yeah, we just got to come down a little bit. I don't know what that... Oops, sorry, guys. I knocked you down.
Now we're covering you up. There we are.
So... Oh, sorry. Okay, here. Hold that.
Oh, the joys.
Okay, let's try
All
that.
right, now we're back.
So hopefully we're still coming through. Okay, we're actually flooding. I think our patio is getting flooded. Rusty's going to be swimming in a minute.
We started out, guys. My rocking chair was out of the water. I now have both feet on the right side trying to keep my feet out of the water, you know, because I might melt.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, we're really super glad you guys are all here, and I hope it's still coming through okay. These are the kind of antics that happen to me. Ryan says you're good. Awesome. Yes, but oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's getting so we can actually read y'all's
JR
comments.
at the Payne family been dealing with 48 to 56% in the 12 baiter, but last night before bed it had gotten down to 35%. And the Genesis back up to 58.
Hey, Simply Southern Roots. Yeah, J.R. Bailey, you've got the quail in the. I mean, you've got a whole lot of quail.
You got a lot of quail in there.
Yes, the rain is crazy. I'm over it.
I'm over it, and I'm looking out there right now. Looks like we're sitting right at about a ½ inch just out of this rain this afternoon. So,
Dozer, they're looking for someone with a dozer. I don't know about a melting Rusty, but okay. Whatever makes you sleep at night. Right? Yeah. Inside the, oh yeah. Charvel, I give you props. I don't do good with the smaller incubators I've got.
okay, yeah, but on a lockdown,
yeah, you don't have to water the corn, right? The corn's going to be floating away.
Yes. Yeah, Ryan, it is good for your business.
Definitely.
And praise God, we haven't had to do a whole lot. I mean, I say we, you.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything for so long. I about forgot how to put the wet stuff on the red stuff, but I'm hoping this rain keeps up and you guys can stay keeping calm. It's crazy though. I know we're gonna get and when it does dry up, we're gonna have quite a fire load on us this year too. So
yeah, definitely.
I'll be ready. All you gotta do is call me. For some reason, my app still won't work. I guess if I plug my radio in once in a while, it might help.
Move up to Alaska. Well, J.R. Bailey, I wonder how much of a change it's going to be from Wyoming to Alaska. I don't think I've ever been up north. I have never been, I think Colorado is probably, well, I guess we went to Indiana.
You've been to Indiana and South Dakota.
But Indiana, we were hot-shotting, so it was
We were
a
in
turn and
and
burn. Turn and burn. But,
From our house to Elkhart, Indiana is 36 hours. Round trip.
yeah.
And the two of us turned that one the first time in about 38 hours. The second time we run it in about 34 and a half. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about Alaska. I'd be kind of scared. But I'm a scaredy cat. Yeah.
I don't like it getting that cold. I've been spoiled by being in Oklahoma too many years.
Yeah, Rona canceled a lot. You're right.
We talked to a couple yesterday that that they bought a cabin. His brother, man's brother, bought a cabin up in Wyoming somewhere.
Hey, Wicked Chickens Homestead.
When they went up there in July last year for 2 weeks, and his dad said he'd never go back. The lows at night were in the low 30s. The highs in July was in the upper 40s. He said he'd never so glad to get back to Oklahoma where he could wear his short sleeve shirt and be out there baling hay and not have to worry about shoveling snow in July.
Right? Yeah. We need to do more traveling one of these days, you know.
Well, we have so much time.
You know, you can travel or you can have a farm.
We've always told our kids you could have things or you could have kids. We chose kids.
We chose kids. Well, now we can travel or we can have farm animals.
And we chose farm animals.
Yeah.
The Mama Moo is doing really good, JR. Thanks for asking.
She won't come to the barn. Like we've gotten her to come all the way up to the barn, and she ain't having it. So she stays back in the pond. So the pond is very wooded. So she just stays back there. She won't come up.
I've even gone as far. I can get her to come up. Let's see. Every night when I go out there to feed, all I got to do is start calling her. She comes right up. I set the feeder in the barn, and she'll stand at the edge of the barn and won't go in.
Yeah.
But I know that I just got to keep working with her and get her to understand that barn's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And she'll get used to it. But
she's still kind of leery.
but that's all right. We're gonna get her tamed down. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
But it's good to keeps us on our toes. We'll take Cody out there. He'll come out and feed with us once in a while. He's not too sure about that mama cow. She turns and he's backing up real quick. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade it, guys. I mean, obviously you guys know where we're at. You feel the same way. We got to do what we got to do to take care of ourselves, and if you can't enjoy it, it's not worth doing.
That's it. That's it exactly. And we're hoping to get the windows put in the greenhouse before the fall. So that's another project that we got on our list.
All right.
Yes, we have the feed right outside the barn now. So we're getting her to come all the way up to the barn. We just got to move her. We got to move her in. Hey, Great Outdoors. Is that what it was? Sorry, guys. Oh, CP Grand Outdoors. Hey. Oh, I turned y'all around. I don't know how to turn you back.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt here for just a second. Walker Farm fam, you might want to take a look at that radar again.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty nasty. They've got a big one down there around Tahlequah, just popped up pink. Tornado warning going all the way up almost to Locust Grove.
Hey, you guys be real careful.
I'm going to ask everybody, just say it. Throwing out a quick prayer for those guys over there in that area. They've been hit pretty hard lately, and
yeah.
we don't need any more bad stuff going on for you guys up there.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'll turn the TV thing. Yes, absolutely. Yes, praying for you guys. Definitely.
Guys, it's going to be crazy stuff. If I can get this to come back up, kind of for those of you that are not in our area, I kind of show you what we're looking at right now. Like I say, it's getting kind of crazy out here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we got any rain coming, but that's reaching way on down into southern Texas, just blowing right in.
I'm at the bottom of Rusty's rocking chair. He's already all the way in the water.
I've been in deep water most of my life. Well, I guess that's hot water, not deep water.
Praying for them as well, CP Grand Outdoors. We're definitely praying because it gets pretty crazy up here in the spring.
Oh, I'm telling you. We've been very fortunate. They forecast hail here a couple times, and we've dodged a bullet each time. But I know some of the others haven't been quite so lucky yet. We gotta all pull together as a community, as a family, and take care and look out for each other.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Yeah, J.R. Bailey, it's just such an adventure, man. I'm so excited for you. Just making that move and experiencing new things. Russ and I have always been the sink or swim kind of people. jump out there. When we moved to Tulsa, which I know is nothing like moving to Alaska, but when we moved to Tulsa, or Tulsa area, we didn't know anybody up here, and our friends and family told us we were nuts.
We were nuts for taking off, not knowing anybody. We told our kids it's the
Right,
five of us
Matt?
against the world.
The rainforest.
Yeah, right.
It feels
The
like
new rainforest. You're right,
we're
man.
gonna have mosquitoes this big.
But we moved out here and made some amazing friends and family. Ryan, you're one of them. Family, like it or not.
40 inches a year, yeah. Right on.
And we've always been the kind, like Rachel said, jump in, both feet. We're gonna make it happen, one way or the other.
Head first. Yeah, Mandy. You'll learn as you go, or you'll die trying. That is it exactly. That's it. We get ourselves into some situations, but hey, we're still going. Oh, yes. North of Gore, Cindy and Gary. Yep. Like Keystone, Oklahoma, it flooded so much last year. I haven't been to the lake, and I know, right? That was nuts last year. I mean, they were letting out more water from the Keystone Dam last year than they had since like the 80s. And we would go drive down there and just watch the water pour. It was nuts.
Yeah, keeping it in the sand is the hard part. You're right, Jason.
Yes.
There in Oklahoma. Yeah, I got to agree with you guys that
86, yes, Ryan. They were letting out more water than they had since 1986. It's nuts. That is just insane. Yes, it was a tourist attraction. You're right. Hey, Dee the Frustrated Gardener. South Central Texas.
the Lone Star State.
Got a lot of family from Texas. Yeah, so yep. But anyway, yeah, it was crazy last year. But
Last year, we took off and went on vacation 4 years ago, or 5, and you cross this big bridge out here across
wow,
Keystone Lake.
Jason, that's crazy.
And we've always looked down, going across the bridge, always looked down at these big sailboats and talking about how beautiful they are. And we're in Florida, and it's raining and raining, and I kept calling back, talking to Ryan, my chief, saying, do I need to head home? Do I need to have somebody come get my stuff? You know, on the news in Orlando, they're talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Keystone Lake's flooding. And,
that was in 2015.
yeah, in 15.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I called Ryan, he said, don't worry about it, your house is safe. It's not as high as it was in 86. Then come last year, I'm driving through thinking, man, this is higher than it was in 15. And everybody kept telling me, still not an 86 year, so we're good there.
We literally live on a huge sand dune.
Yes.
So, but right across the interstate, we were driving right across 412 and helping them sandbag because the river was rising.
So they were below the dam and still worried about flooding.
Yeah, so we did a lot of sandbagging last year trying to help those people that are down there, you know, save their homes. Oh, yeah.
Well, JR, the twisters aren't so bad. You can see them. You just have to know what to look for and don't be scared.
Oh, Altus, Oklahoma. I know where that's at. I bought a speaker from somebody there when I was like 19 to make the road trip to go get it. Oh, yeah. The twisters, it's funny. We were, like he said, in 2015, we went to Universal Studios. We took the kids up there, and they had a Twister attraction, and it was from the movie Twister, you know, that was set in Oklahoma. And anyway, my oldest son said, hey, let's go do that. Let's go jump in there and see what that's like. And I said, okay. So we're in there, and it was the funniest thing. It just was funny. It was supposed to be kind of scary, and and we walked out of there, and Amos said, "Really?" I said, "Well, this is Florida, and they don't see the type of twisters we see." And so, it's different. Not that they don't get them there, because they do, but...
Payne said they take their lawn chairs out and listen to the sirens. It's like 4th of July.
Yeah, what was it? I think it was last year. Oh my gosh, last year in spring. It was crazy. There were so many tornado warnings, and Russ and I were walking around out here, and I was taking pictures of my roses. Like, oh, look how pretty these are. It's crazy. Earthquakes. Oh my goodness. Okay, J.R. Bailey, we've had some earthquakes here. We have, and that's some crazy stuff.
Yes, that's...
Because we're not used to it, and the couple of them scared me, and one of them, I was working at a bank in Tulsa, and they were doing construction because it was in a building, and in a high rise, and they were doing construction in the upper floors, and an earthquake came through, and we literally saw like the glass kind of do this, and I'm thinking, man, what are they doing up there? They're going to implode the whole building. And it was an earthquake. And then I'm like, oh, I had no idea.
I said, we didn't know, being from Oklahoma, we didn't know you could hear an earthquake coming. And that,
yes, enough spring. Yes, Jason, it has been a while since we had a good one, but there for a little bit, a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, they were coming quite often, and once I realized there were earthquakes, well then it was like, oh my gosh, there was an earthquake. And they last like that long, but still.
They don't last long, but they weren't, around here they weren't terrible, but they were enough to shake the doors and bang stuff around pretty good.
Yep. Nothing like front porch sitting, watching twisters go by. That's the Oklahoma way, right?
We did experience something the other day, guys, that we were in Cushing at 11 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, clear skies, beautiful day, tornado sirens started going off, 3 different types of sirens, and then over a PA system announced throughout the town, which the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately. And it just kept repeating that for like 5 minutes. And we're looking around thinking, okay, there is no clouds.
Right.
It's 85 degrees. And
it was blue skies, but they were testing the sirens, but we had never heard any, heard a warning that way, where they're saying it over the PA. And it was really kind of creepy because I was listening to the final book of Divergent series on Audible while we were out there mowing. And, that's kind of creepy when you're reading a post-apocalyptic book or listening to a post-apocalyptic book, and then you start hearing something over the PA, and you're like, okay, this is creeping me out just a little bit. It's probably not the best time to read, post-apocalyptic books right now.
Yeah, with everything that's going on, and then have that siren go off.
Yes, the skeeters are ridiculous. We really haven't had as much issue here, but I got to bring my puppy in.
Oh, he'll be all right.
Yes, he won't get in his house because we're sitting out here. But
And JR, you're right. Make friends wherever you go. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Network. Everybody needs to have networks to help them out.
Animals left. I got to run. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by Simply Southern Roots, and I get you. They start telling you when it's supper time.
Yes, they do.
Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, J.R. Bailey. Hey, you guys, actually, it is like...
we've been going 30 minutes.
No, we've been going 53 minutes.
53.
So we're probably going to go ahead and wrap it up. This was awesome for our first live. I'm so excited. And
Yes.
thank you guys so much for stopping by and listening to us ramble and interacting with us. And it's awesome to be able to talk to you guys, being able to, read your comments and things like that. Hopefully next time we have a better system where we're not doing this number. But like I said, first live. So anyway, we're shooting for Monday nights at 6 Central Standard Time. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming, hanging out with us.
Yep. And so, until next time, God bless.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye, you guys.
See ya.
Now I got to figure out how to shut it off, so I'll probably be